Oh crap, sorry. Okay, video. I'm doing, alright, the 5th. Everybody says, have a happy 4th, or, have a good Independence Day, or, July the 4th. But it makes you think. Everybody says July the 4th. I get July the 4th off, work, or, it's the July 4th holiday or something like that. Sorry. Or, anything like that. I gotta count. Anyway, sorry. July the 4th. And that gets to be ingrained in people's minds so much, and it becomes difficult to say July the 3rd, or, like today, July the 5th. It doesn't make any sense, July the 5th. You're like, no, that doesn't sound right. That sounds wrong. It doesn't have that ring to it. July the 5th. And why is the 5th any different than the 4th? It's not like, they did anything in any particular. The American government existed on July the 3rd, of 1896. And the American government existed before that as well. And it existed after that. That's just the day that the dudes decided to get together and sign the Declaration. It's just the day that they wrote on the piece of paper. It's not actually the day of American independence. The American Revolutionary War wasn't, fought on July the 4th. It wasn't declared won. It was, we hadn't seceded from the British government. The whole country wasn't born on that day. We didn't come from all one country. Just because that group of people seceded from that government on that day doesn't mean that the people, the American Indians who were already living here don't exist, or that, the Spaniards that owned 90% of the continent didn't exist. It didn't have their own government. It's not like, the land that we purchased and all the people who immigrated here were there on that day. That day doesn't mean much of anything. That day isn't all that important. Now we vilify it by saying that's our day. By same way the Hispanics do Cinco de Mayo. This is the day of Mexican independence, or this the 4th of July, or any other nation which seceded from their government. It's like one particular day doesn't mean anything different. There were ages and ages that built up on either side of that day. A friend told me that the 4th of July doesn't necessarily grant you reasoning to be, how did he phrase it? He said, we celebrate the 4th to remember our freedoms, not to use our freedoms wastefully. So the goal of the remembering the 4th isn't to get drunk, be wasted, and spend our time on getting drunk and blowing crap up. That's not the point. The point of the 4th was supposed to be remember what the people who came before you did for you. Remember why they were there and what they. It's not just about sticking a flag in your front yard. If you're not respecting the flag, then it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't have any. Just stabbing it in the ground doesn't have any value. Anyway, I've gone over time. Leave me a comment if you think I'm crazy, or that's stupid, or that's a dumb idea. Leave me a comment. See you guys later. Lates.